long. It's supposed to be the premium phone this year, and relatively large in size. It's a flip phone, but it's quite thin by Japanese standard. The maximal thickness would be 18.6 millimeters, and that on the minimum would be 14.7. Turning to the back, you have a 3.2 megapixel camera with autofocus and an LED flash. So as you can see, the surface is really glossy, and it's actually a mixture of magnesium and plastic, according to Sharp. And the design is really minimalistic. At the front, you only find a tiny sub-display, but does the job because it's an OLED. So it's quite clear, and viewing angle, of course, is almost unlimited. Here you can find a tiny LED, which is a status light to tell you when there's a missed call or a new message coming in. At the side, you'll have the headphone jack and the infrared port. The other side, you'll have the shutter key and the volume jack, as well as the micro SD slot. At the bottom, you'll have the power connector and also the USB connector. So they use the same port. So it's a really well built design, and scratch resistant is actually okay. If you open the phone, you'll be greeted with a huge display. This is a 3.2-inch full WVGA screen, and the color is excellent. You can see that the viewing angle is really good as well. And what's so special about this screen is that you can do this, and basically the whole user interface will also rotate as a response. So the main menu is very attractive, not too animated, not too fancy. It's animated, and you can change your themes and download new themes in the future. So you can see that the fonts also take advantage of the VGA resolution. They're really clear, and if you want to change the size, you can definitely do so and change it to as big as you want, like this big. Or if you want to display as much information as you want, then you can do that by changing the font to the minimal size, like that. Okay, but for me, I'll just set it back to standard. Okay. So there are a couple of use for having such a big screen and having such a high resolution. The really important part of this user experience will be browsing the internet, actually. So let's say if we go to mobileburn.com, and since this area has 3.5G HSDPA coverage, and we'll see how it looks like. Since it's claimed to be a full browser, it's supposed to be able to load pages as they are on a PC screen. So as you can see, it is able to load everything, but some of the frames are messed up. But we can make some adjustment to the zoom and see if we can improve it. Let's say change it to 80% and see what happens. Well, apart from looking at the web page using a really long screen, you can definitely turn it to portrait, landscape. Take a couple of seconds to load. Okay, actually looks better when it's landscape. So why don't we go into a review. This is a Motorola Z9 review. So despite the HSDPA connection and a full signal, the speed is still slower than that of wireless LAN Wi-Fi. That's probably due to the latency of the network. But if you're downloading something, then you'll really experience or really learn to appreciate the speed of HSDPA. But when you're just browsing a web page like this, then probably not. Okay, why don't we have a look at the drop-down menu. There we go. So let's say we jump to conclusion, and we can wait for it to load, or we can do something else as well, and that's thanks to the Qual-C multitasking capability. It's actually this button right here, and if I put this button, and you can see that there's a huge menu. Of course, I can go back to the main menu, which pretty much includes all the function on the phone. So when you're waiting for a web page to load, you can do something else, definitely. Okay, so why don't we have a look at the videos? See how it looks like on a full WVGA screen. Let's say we watch Madonna's video for minutes. Okay, but if you can turn the screen, looks really good. The speaker is front facing, so it's reasonably loud. If you don't want to hold your phone like that, you can adjust it. Put it on your table like this. The hinge actually locks at approximately 110 degrees. So when you're watching it, there are settings that you can make. You can adjust display size, for example. When you want normal to be a large, full screen, widescreen, or cinema screen. You can also adjust the sound effects, but that would only be obvious if you put on a pair of headphones. Otherwise, not much changes really. So apart from videos, you can do music as well. Let's say, just play a random song. The external display will display the artist name, the title of the song, and also the time eclipse. And when you're using the MP3 player, you can also do something else. For example, composing a new message or checking your email. So just for fun, I can actually show you how video calling works. And I actually have another phone. And I'm going to start dialing. So as you can see, the LED blinks and shows the call ID. This is a call video. Let's answer that. Okay. So now you can see me from the side. And because of the lack of sub-camera, you would need to use the main camera. Like that. So you can see my keyboard, also myself. So just for fun. Now we have a look at the camera. So it's a viewfinder that with reasonably fast refresh rate, and if you go into the options, you'll basically see a grid that calls up there with 12 or 10 keys that corresponds to the alphanumeric keypad. So this holds true for the second layer as well. So it's really easy.